I'm Rosa Mendez, and I'm here at the #1 Long Island broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh. I had the best time ever!
Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, man, it feels good to be back on YouTube. It was quite disappointing what happened to us, but we bounced back fairly quickly.
Well, what else would we do? We're almost at 5,000 subscribers.
Well, speaking of that, man, we need more members.
Okay.
What do you think we need to do to get the people of those 5,000 subscribers to come on and join the team as a Monty and the Pharaoh member?
Nudity is out of the question. Any other ideas?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do have a few ideas.
Well, just like Prel, they should tell 2 friends, and they could tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out all our content.
But that's, you know what? That's why you're the star of the show, because guess what? Members get special content. Even we spoke about it. Pharaoh came to me one day and he goes, man, what's the deal? I can't even watch some of these videos because I'm not a member. And I said, there you go, Pharaoh. You got to be a member because this is what the members get. They get free content
Nice.
that none of the other fans that watch this show get.
That's right.
You get free autographs from some of these wonderful stars that come in, right?
Nice.
All you do is you go to the MNP webpage, or right, our own page, and shoot us an email and say, hey, man, I want a picture of Tommy Rich. I want a picture of whatever. And boy, that's on its way.
We give them their choice.
That's right.
We rock.
We do rock.
And you need to rock, too. Join.
Let's open up. I'm sorry for the late delay, guys. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget the 9 o'clock show where we've got a special guest on. So it should be enjoying. But let's hit it. Vince Russo questions whether Vince McMahon ever truly created great characters in the WWE. Former wrestling writer and booker Vince Russo has a bone to pick with Vince McMahon's legacy. In a recent interview with Wrestling Binge by Sportskeeda, Russo lambasted McMahon for not having creative bona fide, and his reputation suggests that, stating that Vince's father was the one making the characters in the WWE. That was Vince Sr. who made the Valiant Brothers and Ivan Putski and Waldo Von Erich and George the Animal Steele and Baron Von Muraski. And he said Vince McMahon Jr., all he did was steal from the territories when he brought in Randy Savage, Hogan, Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton. These guys already had a reputation. Thoughts, Jimmy, on your friend Vince? But one last thing. Again, I don't really watch Russo's podcast at all. Okay. But all the guy ever talks about is how he's sick of wrestling, right?
Right.
And he doesn't want to talk about it because he wants to talk about baseball because he's such a great baseball fan. He knows everything about baseball. In fact,
he does.
Yeah, because he knows how to pick the winners. Like last year, he picked that Cleveland would beat the Yankees in the playoffs, and he was so positive because he's so great at picking baseball, and yet proven that he doesn't know shit about baseball, didn't know shit about wrestling, didn't know shit about baseball. But anyway. Is Vince Russo right in this particular case that Vince McMahon never created good characters?
I'm surprised we're giving him the time to even answer this nonsense. No, he's not right. How do you explain characters like The Undertaker? Or how do you explain characters like The Rock? How do you explain... Look, Vince McMahon has always recognized talent. When he sees a massive talent, if he sees fit to push it, he will, and tweak it to enhance it. Do not tell me that Hulk Hogan was the Hulk Hogan he became in the WWE when he was in AWA.
Well, he did
Get
say
the fuck
that
out of here.
He put
Don't tell me that Macho Man Randy Savage was already the fully packaged Macho Man legend that Vince McMahon tweaked and made.
Well, here's the counter.
Sure, there was plenty to work with, but a genius knows how to finish it off, just like George Martin knew what to do with the Beatles.
But here's his counter, is that those wrestlers you just named went to a bigger area, and that's why they were more successful.
Bah. He's just jealous. I don't think I should waste too much time on Vince Russo. He couldn't figure out that the Yankees were better than the... Do I have to call them the Guardians?
Yeah, you do.
All right. Well, the Yankees were better than the Guardians. You don't know jack shit about baseball. Maybe you should watch kickball, Vince. What do you think? Would Vince Russo become a kickball expert?
Vince
Russo...
Russo...
If he saw enough ESPN 5 broadcasts of kickball, would he get it down?
Listen, Vince Russo's a chicken hawk. We already discussed that, right? You know, as much as you may not,
a chicken hawk. That's a chicken hawk
you may
right
not
there.
like John Arezzi or
Who?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
He did take advantage of
Yeah.
Arezzi.
Yeah.
You know, whether Arezzi
Yeah.
wants to spin it because they
Right.
made up,
Yeah.
right? You know, here's the problem.
If the Mets play the Mets, do I care?
No.
They're both a couple of Mets. Who
That's
cares?
right.
You guys suck.
Let me ask you something.
No offense to real Met fans or the
if
actual
you
Mets.
were Arezzi,
Yeah.
just saying, you're right. You're a God-fearing man, and forgiveness is really important.
Yeah.
So
I'm a Pharaoh-fearing man.
there you go.
Much less God.
But kudos
God
to
saw-
Arezzi for forgiving Russo.
Right? Yeah, sure.
Could you have
sure.
forgiven Russo? Now let's remember the story. Video owns a video store that's failing, right? Because
Right.
videotapes, you know, he probably got in
Right.
at the end when videotapes were no longer.
I got a gold mine in VHS.
I have gold mine.
Yeah.
Oh no, DVDs. Anyway,
Oh, fucking Betamax. I invested wrong.
he reaches out to Arezzi. Arezzi lets him do the show.
Yeah.
He brings in a big sponsor for Arezzi. We all know that
Yeah,
Arezzi is a worker, tries to work everybody. We all
Right.
know that
Sure.
also.
Well, he convinced WWF in the 70s he could get in the ring.
Yeah.
He's a worker.
And he convinced Kentucky Fried Chicken that he just wanted to taste the chicken leg, not a bucket.
Wow. He got away with... He didn't have to pay for his KFC.
No, he got free buckets
This
of chicken.
guy is a worker.
Did you ever see the size of that guy?
Yeah.
He's kind of fat.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides that, right,
Big bucket of extra crispy, please.
Russo all of a sudden starts taking over everything, and before you
Yeah.
know it, boom, he's
Right.
writing for WWE Magazine.
Right. John Arezzi who? Like I started.
Yeah.
Like I started. John
So
who?
how do you forgive that to even begin with? Like I don't even understand how you can even forgive that.
You're asking me if I would?
Yes.
No.
Never.
No. Douchebag move for eternity.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know, at least you got some morals. I got to tell you that.
What did Ted DiBiase say?
If you don't stand for something,
You stand for nothing.
that's it. One of the greatest line ever. Dark Side of the Ring's